Hello! Welcome back to me, Mr. Gris, playing some Fallout 4. So, I had some problems with my external hard drive. It just straight up died, and it was the one that all my recorded video clips were saved on. Also all my audio and like my recording programs and some of my Steam games. So I tried to manually fix the hard drive, but it didn't work out that well for me. So I just ended up buying a new one. And here I am, trying out if it works. So I'm sorry for the how should I call it? For my absence, I guess, in the last few weeks, but I should be back to full-time recording stuff now. I'm really keen on finishing Fallout 4, because a lot of DLC and stuff has come out and I still haven't finished the main campaign. Not even in my free time. So, last time we left off clearing some super mutants somewhere along this coast, at this Coast Guard pier. And we have to report our success to the settlers at Oberland Station. But I started making my way from the coastal guard pier towards Diamond City, and I made a stop in the hardware town. I cleared that place out. There were some bandits in there. There was a lady that like lures people in there with the false cry of help. She was at the door being like, "Please sir, help me, someone is inside here that needs help." You go inside and it just turns out that it's a bunch of bandits that jump you, and I killed them all. So you didn't miss that much. But yeah, here I am, finally, close to Diamond City. Also, I kinda changed my graphics settings.
See those big lights? That's right. Working electricity.
Okay, cool.
Beat people to death with it.
What do you mean you can't open the gate? Stop playing around, Danny. I'm standing out in the open here, for crying out loud.
I got orders not to let you in, Miss Piper. I'm sorry. I'm just doing my job.
Ooh, just doing your job. Protecting Diamond City means keeping me out, is that it? Oh, look, it's the scary reporter. Boom.
I'm sorry, but Mayor McDonough's really steamed, Piper. Saying that article you wrote was all lies. The whole city's in a tizzy.
Ugh. You open this gate right now, Danny Sullivan. I live here. You can't just lock me out. Open this gate right now.
Hello, Piper.
You want into Diamond City, right?
Yeah. I just got here, but yeah.
I just got here, but yeah.
Shh. Play along. What's that? You said you're a trader up from Quincy? You have enough supplies to keep the general store stocked for a whole month?
Huh.
You hear that, Danny? You gonna open the gate and let us in, or are you gonna be the one talking to crazy Myrna about losing out on all the supply?
Jeez, all right. No need to make it personal, Piper. Give me a minute.
Better head inside quick before old Danny catches on to the bluff.
Ladies first.
You first.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Dog meat, what are we getting ourselves into? Just casually walk in there. This dog meat just sprints
Who
in
let you
there.
back inside? I told Sullivan to keep that gate shut. You devious, rabble-rousing slender.
that's not what I wanted to do.
The level of dishonesty in that paper of yours. I'll have that printer
Ooh, that a
scrapped for
statement,
parts.
Mr. McDonough? Tyrant mayor shuts down the press. Why don't we ask the newcomer? You support the news? Because the mayor's threatened to throw free speech in the dumpster.
What happened to Piper her subtitles? I always believed in freedom of the press.
Always believed in freedom of the press.
Oh, I didn't mean to bring you into this argument, good sir. No. You look like Diamond City material.
Well, you look like a
Welcome to the
thug.
great green jewel of the Commonwealth. Safe, happy, a fine place to come. Spend your money, settle down. Don't let this muckraker here tell you otherwise, all right?
Muckraker.
This hasn't been the friendliest welcome.
He's got you there, McDonough. Guess not everyone gets won over by that shark smile of yours.
Now, is there anything particular you came to our city for?
Let's
I'm
be
trying
honest.
to find someone.
Trying to find someone? Who?
Who would I talk to about finding a missing person?
Well, whatever you do, don't bother going to Diamond City Security for help.
Don't listen to her. Well, I'm afraid that our security team can't follow every case that comes through. I'm confident that you can find help here. Diamond City has every conceivable service known to man. One of our great citizens can surely find the time to help you.
Okay. Ooh. A skill check dialogue option. Let's see if I can pull it off.
Well, sure. And a mayor of a great city must know everyone. Who can help me?
Well, there is one private citizen, Nick Valentine, a detective of sorts who specializes in tracking people down, usually for debts or whatnot. Now, I have to get going. I'm sorry, Diamond City Security doesn't have time to help, but I'm sure Mr. Valentine charges a reasonable fee.
This is ridiculous. I want the truth, McDonough. What's the real reason security always shrivels away when talk of missing persons
I've
comes
had
up?
enough of this, Piper. From now on, consider you and that little sister of yours on notice.
Yeah, keep talking, McDonough. That's all you're good for. I'm impressed. Not everyone can claw information out of McDonough's tight-fisted hands. Why don't you stop by my office after you see Valentine? I think I just found my next story.
Sure. I'll stop by your office and show you my tight-fisted hand. Oh shit. I feel like that was too much. I feel dirty after that one.
Head on inside.
Officer?
Got a question? Should talk to Sullivan.
So interesting. It looks like this city already has some problem with missing persons.
So, you're that traitor Piper was talking about. Something tells me she's pulled the wool over my eyes again. Am I right?
I didn't mean to lie, officer. It all just happened so fast. Piper's done this before?
All the time. Thing is, sometimes she's bluffing, and sometimes there really is a group of 50 raiders just over the hill screaming for blood. So I usually just let her in. Not this time, though. Mayor's on the warpath. Anyway, welcome to Diamond City and all that. I gotta get back to work.
Okay, is that...
You're Sullivan, right?
Just walk on through the gate if you need to leave. Not to be rude, but I'm a bit busy here.
I thought I could get more out of that guy.
Just through the
but
gate and up the
fine.
stairs.
Let's go into the city at large. I feel like this episode is going to be explore the city episode. Oh, my FPS went back to 60 on the loading screen. That's good. As long as it doesn't drop below 30, I guess it's fine. I just wish I could find a way to have like a more stable FPS while recording. But my PC is getting old. Trinity Tower, radio signal lost. Okay, this place looks cool. This place reminds me a lot of first time walking into Megatron, or whatever that city is called in Fallout 3.
You've been saying that for weeks and the old girl still keeps cranking. Stop worrying so much. I gotta head into the office. You start whistling if you see any angry politicians coming our way.
Why? Is something wrong? Piper.
Hello. Oh. Weird. As I said,
Free paper to
hello.
newcomers. If the Institute grabs you in the night, at least we warned you.
And I can ask everyone about the Institute.
A free paper? Sounds like quality.
I'm serious. The Institute takes people. You should read up if you're sticking around.
I believe you. Thanks.
You're a real lost lamb in the wolf's den, mister.
I can hold my own. Let's read our paper. Where would the paper go? Inventory. Junk. Miscellaneous. Oh my god. What was it called again? The Institute something? Oh, the synthetic truth. That was it, right? Read. October 2287. The Synthetic Truth by Piper Wright. Next. Noodles. We all eat them. We all love them. And Diamond City's Power Noodles has supplied this sustenance for the past 15 years. From the stilted mechanical cadence of Takashi's programmed Japanese to the fragrant steam that wafts from each bowl, to the scalding tang of each delicious mouthful, the ordering and eating of noodles is but one of many shared human experience. Or is it? Question mark. This was not what I thought this was going to be about. Is it about noodles? But I'm fine with this. I was struck by this very question as I sat at the counter of Power Noodles last Wednesday night, just after 5 p.m, enjoying a dinner I had so many times before. That's when I noticed our very own mayor, MacDonough, sidle up to a stool and engage in the very same ritual. Right hand extending, mouth opening, teeth chewing, yes, eating noodles. The shared experience of almost every Diamond City resident. So it must have also seemed to the residents of Diamond City. Nearly 60 years ago, on an uncharacteristically warm May evening in 2229, as they sat around this very same counter, but that was before the days of Takashi and his noodles, when the bar served not noodles but ice-cold Nuka-Colas, 40 beers, frothy beers, and stiff shots of whiskey. The barman's name was Henry, and that night he facilitated the shared human experiences of drinking, smoking, talking and laughing. That is, until tragedy struck. There aren't many among us who are even old enough to remember that evening, although some of the city's cool residents certainly could have, had they not been forcibly removed thanks to Mayor MacDonough's anti-ghoul decree of 2282. But there is one person among us who does remember, distinctly, the events of that evening, respected matriarch Eustace Hawthorne, who recounted her story in a public occurrences exclusive interview. Oh, I was there alright, sitting right at the bar, sure as you're sitting in front of me now, 22 years old or so, and just looking to have a good time. I was safe behind the wall, we all were, so what was the harm? And let me tell you that Mr. Carter made it easy. He came into town earlier that day, said he was from out west. Somewhere. It didn't really matter. What did matter was his smile and his laugh and the way he'd make everyone feel at ease. That night at the bar, we all just sort of crowded around him. Everyone wanted to exchange a word or hear about the state of the Commonwealth. And Mr. Carter, he was all too happy to oblige. It was just so wonderful until it wasn't. Eustace continued her account of that evening, and the moment when things turned sinister and the truth about Mr. Carter was revealed. We'd been drinking and carrying on. Must have been 3 hours. Mr. Carter had 4 or 5 drinks in that time. He seemed a bit drunk, I guess like the rest of us. Then something just sort of happened. He was smiling, but the smile sort of went from his face, all in an instant, and then his cheek started twitching, kinda funny, and I remember watching him clear as if it happened just yesterday. He reached inside his coat, took out a revolver, and then blam! He shot Henry the barman, right in the head, didn't hesitate, didn't show any emotion. Mr. Carter killed Henry as casual as if he were paying him for a drink. But his cheek never did stop twitching. Let me tell you, all hell broke loose after that. What Eustace is describing is, of course, the infamous event known as the Broken Mask, when the people of the Commonwealth learned for the first time that the Institute, the shadowy scientific organization responsible for the creation of combat androids, had actually succeeded in creating a model so advanced it could effortlessly infiltrate human society, unbeknownst to the people of Diamond City. The Institute had somehow evolved their androids into true synthetic humans, synths. After he shot Henry, that Mr. Carter shot 3 or 4 other people too. Like I said, all hell broke loose. The guards came running, they opened fire, and Mr. Carter kept shooting and throwing people around left and right. Finally those guards put him down. Seemed like they had killed a man who had flipped his lid, gone crazy. And he lay there like a dead crazy man. Sure enough, God, it was horrible. But then we saw the plastic and the metal. This was one of them early sins, you see. And we realized it wasn't a man at all. It was then we all knew the Institute wasn't just out there. The Institute was everywhere now, among us. It was never determined precisely why the synth known as Mr. Carter went on his killing spree. Some suggested he had somehow been remotely controlled by the Institute, who wanted to test his combat effectiveness. Still others felt he had simply malfunctioned, a hypothesis supported by the twitching cheek, and was never meant to kill anyone. But at that time the why hardly seemed important. What mattered was that the humans of the Commonwealth had been truly infiltrated by an organization whose intentions and motives were and still are a complete mystery, using a model of synth even less advanced than the ones the Institute has in service today. Which brings us to Noodles, specifically the noodles consumed by Mayor McDonald last Wednesday night, in the same spot that Mr. Carter the synth went haywire, and mercilessly killed several people. After spending hours sharing an experience, the people of Diamond City assumed was reserved for members of the human race. They were wrong. Are we? Okay. Whew! That was a lot. That was way more than I expected. So I'm guessing Piper and her little sister and probably some other people suspect the mayor of being a synth in human form. And also the idea of just combat androids walking around disguised as humans and not even being able to tell that they're not human until they flip out and start killing people is a pretty scary idea. Interesting.
Hey, Nat.
Public is here. Pull the wool out from under your eyes.
Okay. Cool. Diamond City Market. Now I feel like we need to go get some of those noodles after all that.
Anyone is one of those things. It's that secretary of his, her and her perfect hair.
Mm-hmm. The mayor's secretary. Come on, Ma. I cut her hair myself, and I know human hair.
That's just it, Johnny. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference. If you nicked McDonough with your razor, he'd bleed. Don't mean nothing.
The Super Salon can give you the hairstyle of your dreams.
Interesting. There's a lot of interesting people here that I want to talk to. Who are you?
Well, hello there. Another one of the poor and stupid of Diamond City come begging for table scraps?
Whoa. I don't beg,
you stuck-up old bat.
Fine. Go ahead and pretend you're someone important. I'm getting bored. Why don't you make yourself scarce?
And miss basking in your delightful personality?
Do what you like, but I'm done talking to you.
Looks like I'm not making any friends anytime soon. I already did not like her. So there's a doctor, there's a
Around
barber.
here, we call your haircut the scab special. Little flecks of blood,
Oh.
personal touch. You should think.
That reminds me. While I walk around here, let's take off this stupid helmet.
About getting a trim.
What are my options?
You name it. Shaves, long cuts, short cuts, braids, layering. Be easier just to show you. Got an empty chair right here.
Maybe.
Let me think it over.
I got you. No problem.
So what does Mama Barber have to say?
You there. Talk some sense into my nitwit son. MacDonald's secretary, is she a synth?
No idea.
No idea.
You don't know. What? Born without a brain between your ears?
You just said that no one could tell the difference, Ma. He don't know if Geneva's a sin, and neither do you. So could you lay off?
Don't you talk to your mother that way, Johnny.
We got hairstyles for days. Weeks, even.
No!
Don't need anything today.
Okay, you take care.
Nice way of like sneaking in the conversation there, trying to get me to get a hairstyle. Man. And that lady, Katie or whatever she was called, I haven't even seen the mayor's secretary yet, I think. How am I supposed to know? Let's get some noodles in me.
Cares about you, all your medicinal needs.
Medicinal means? Huh?
We got small arms, long arms, ammunition.
Got too much dirt in that hair?
This lady looks cool. This lady looks like she's been through... oh.
Do yourself a favor and just say yes. It's all he understands.
Oh.
Yes?
Oh. Let's buy a noodle, I guess. Not 20 noodles. Not 20 noodle cups, rather. 52 caps. That's fine, I guess. No. How do I do this again? Oh, R. Let's roleplay us eating the noodles, I guess. It's gonna be under the N. Noodle cut. There we go. I ate some noodles.
Takahashi. What are you saying? Tell me a joke. No, not now.
Okay.
Protection for sale. Hand-tooled pieces.
So we have a Japanese-speaking noodle-making robot. Interesting. Are these all just residents, or is there anyone interesting running around?
Hey, there's a bar in the old theater district that's for raiders only. The Combat Zone. I'd stay clear if I was you.
The Combat Zone? Seems like a place I want to be. I like me some good combat in a zone, I guess.
Newcomer, huh? Talk to Abbott at the wall if you want a history lesson.
Yes. I definitely want to see Abbott at the wall. But first, let's see, I believe Piper went in here. Let's see if she has some more stuff to say to me. Man, I feel like I'm gonna get nowhere today in this town.
You got nothing better to do?
It's kinda nice.